Thank you, and good afternoon. It's truly a pleasure to be here. My name is Les Fritzmeyer. I'm the founder and CEO of Wakonda Technologies based in Rochester, New York. Wakonda was founded based on a cumulative 40 years of experience in the development and commercialization of power conversion technologies. We have one overriding objective, and that is to reduce the cost of solar power so that it's competitive with the price that you pay at your home or at your business. The technology combines the world's highest efficiency solar cells with a very low cost, high volume manufacturing process to produce unprecedented cost and performance. Why is this important? If you buy a solar system today, it looks a lot like what's on the screen. Rigid, heavy panels, typically mounted onto a rigid, heavy frame, and the cost will require about 15 years to pay back, quite a significant fraction of the lifetime of the system. Wakonda's alternative can be directly integrated into building structures like shingles, reduces that payback time to about 5 years, giving you significant lifetime and economic benefit. We are focused on the entire value chain in the solar community. Of course, we know that we can't address this entire value chain immediately. First and foremost, we're looking at solar cells, the enabling devices for solar technology. Within that particular sector, high-efficiency thin-film solar cells are what we're targeting. The reason for that is that since the cell is the enabling device, increasing the performance and reducing the cost of that device has cost benefits throughout the entire value chain. This market is very robust. The thin-film market is expected to grow about twice the rate of the overall solar market over the next 5 years. Our go-to-market strategy is staged. We're looking at initially an outsourced manufacturing model that lets us go into concentrating photovoltaics first with direct partners that we've already established in that arena. Following that, in the 2010 timeframe, we're going after government logistics where, again, we already have sector partners established, and personal portable power for some specific devices where we see a market payoff. Longer term, as we develop higher volume manufacturing capacity, in about the 2012 timeframe, we're looking at addressing the entire PV market, grid-connected systems for residential, commercial, and utility applications. Our competitive position is summed up in this slide. The cost of a solar cell has two components: the cost to produce it per square area and the amount of power that that area produces. That red line represents today's cost. It's about 25 cents per kilowatt hour. Crystalline silicon, as depicted on this screen, dominates the market. It's over 93% of the market. The alternative to that today is thin film cells. Thin film cells are lower in cost, but that cost is offset by lower performance. So the actual price that you would pay is not significantly different. An emerging technology is organic solar cells, like Konarka. Konarka cells are very, very low cost. They're currently relatively low performance. The big drawback today is that they're very short-lived. Only about 3 weeks to a couple of months. That doesn't meet the decades required for a large-scale system. The alternative that has not yet been applied to the commercial market are the cells that were developed for satellite applications, so-called 3-5 cells. Very, very high performance and also very high cost, primarily because of the very small, fragile, and expensive single crystal wafers on which they're produced. In the best of all worlds, we take that very high efficiency and combine it with a low-cost, high-volume manufacturing process like is used for thin film cells to produce a new paradigm, and that is exactly what Wakonda is doing. What is this technology? We call it a virtual single crystal. It's a commodity material that's been around for decades, over 80 years, as we've said. It's patent-pending technology. We are on fast track with that patent. It covers the devices, the materials, the architectures, and all the designs and processes that go into it. We're putting a picket fence around that with some new filings that we've recently done. These materials and processes are available to us through a strategic supplier in batches of over 20 tons. So there is no material supply issue here. It is truly a flexible metal foil. It's only about 0.02 of an inch thick. On your right is a depiction of the first prototype cells that we've produced. Performance does not yet match commercial performance levels, but we expect to do that within the next 6 months. We also can apply this technology to other semiconductor areas, such as flat panel and flexible displays and solid-state lighting. This team has a collective 50 years of experience in renewable power technologies. Let me start with Rick Robertson, my Vice President of Business Development. Rick has experience with Plug Power, mergers and acquisitions with General Electric Energy Systems, and most recently with Spheral Solar Power of Canada. Ryan Raffelli, my co-founder, has over 15 years of direct experience in the development of thin film and 3.5 solar cells. I have over 25 years of experience. I started with the Fortune 50 aerospace company, moved into a growth stage company where I directed product development and the related strategic alliances, corporate alliances, and the other technology development aspects of that, and intellectual property strategy. Most recently, I was with a startup company doing microsystems development activities, where I was director of business development and technology transfer, and launched 3 new companies from that. This team is leveraged by an extensive network. In addition to some partners that I can't show on this screen, across the top are some of the funding agencies and collaborative agencies that we've worked with. NASA is of particular importance. They are so interested in this technology that they are currently running a 3-year, $600,000 a year internal research and development program specifically to support our technology development. RIT and Cornell are university partners that are helping us with fundamental knowledge. Let's take a look at the financials. Wakonda has been funded 100% by the founders and by government contracts to date. We've got about $300,000 invested in the technology so far. We anticipate, based on current feedback, that we'll be able to keep a run rate of about $750,000 through this year, completely from government funding. We will be looking for a first round of investment in 2008. That's about a $4 million ask, and that's specifically to install, to develop, and operate our first pilot facility. That facility will produce the virtual single crystal substrate. We will then outsource to existing manufacturers the semiconductor and cell processing. We expect to climb through about $62 million in revenue by 2011. To stage for that, there's a $30 million ask in 2010 that would put together our first 20 to 30 megawatt production facility at complete volume, completely vertically integrated capability. I'm going to leave you with a snapshot of our milestones. We've hit every milestone we've set to date for the company. The next critical milestone is what we call saleable prototypes. Now, these are prototypes with commercial performance and commercial cost capability to meet that concentrating photovoltaics market. That'd be about 15% efficiency for those of you that are counting. At the same time, we would have all of our sales force and channels in place, building on the customers and partners that we already have, leading to that scale up in 2010, at which point we expect that revenues will be limited only by our ability to build capacity for manufacturing. Thank you very much.